Dear all, we are all here to discuss our complex challenges. I'm going to tell you one simple solution to one of those challenges. Because in search for the big answers, we can all benefit from asking some small questions. So I'm going to tell you about the project that started right here at this very hotel. My name, let's see, there you go. My name is Cathrine. I work with sustainability at Nordic Choice Hotels, one of the biggest hotel chains in Scandinavia. We run more than 170 hotels, and each year we cater more than 7 million guests for breakfast. Serving an additional million lunches and dinners, our footprint makes up a major part of our total environmental footprint. My job is to evaluate and create strategies for what we serve and what we eat. But I'm especially concerned about what's not eaten. 1/3 of all food is wasted. Yesterday we heard Tristram Stewart. According to him, 10% of European and US greenhouse gas emissions come from growing food we never eat. It could feed almost the world's 1 billion hungry. And most of this food waste comes from restaurants or consumer level or retail, not in production. And at Nordic Choice, we recognize that we are part of this problem. So I turned to this guy. His name is Magnus. At the time, he happened to be in charge of the restaurant right out here where you had your lunch. Magnus had been working on ways to reduce food waste from his kitchen. But he told me, you know what? We can probably do more on our routines in the kitchen, but the big problem is right there. It's the food waste from the restaurant. And in fact, studies show that on average, 2/3 of all food waste from the restaurants comes from places like this. Guests that can't seem to finish their meals. In Scandinavia, most hotel breakfasts and lunches are all-you-can-eat buffets. Unfortunately, guests tend to take a little bit more than they can eat. As a company, we're not forced to accept that the customer is always right. Instead, we can try to make it a little bit easier for them to do what's right. So how can we possibly help our guests to get just the right amount of food so we don't have to throw away that much? Do you know the old saying, our eyes are bigger than our stomach? Take a look at this picture. These two plates have the same amount of food. But it looks a lot skimpier on the big plate, doesn't it? So, Magnus and I, we set up a test. What would happen if we changed the plates to size smaller? Our study consisted of more than 70 hotels. We even got scientists to measure and report the effect. The hotel staff weighed and reported the waste from the restaurant daily, before and after intervention. And they even measured and recorded the feedback from the guests. Do you want to know the results? Of course you want to know the results. The smaller plates reduce food waste by an average of 20%. 20% just by downsizing the plates. And the guests, they were just as happy. And here's what makes my managers happy. Food waste is expensive. We pay for it twice. We pay the waste company for taking care of it. But we pay an even bigger cost for buying the food and for preparing the food. The food that is never eaten. That's waste of money. That's waste of time. In Sweden, we pay an average of 50 Swedish kroners, or almost $8 for each kilogram wasted. Reducing food waste by 20% at all Nordic choice hotels saves more than 600 tons of waste and almost $4.7 million. And, oh, thank you. You got the point. That's good. And it will save the environment from more than 1,100 tons of CO2. And that's each year. If the entire European food service industry could cut the food waste by 20%, 2.5 million tons of perfectly edible food could be enjoyed instead of wasted. We will save emissions equivalent to 1 million cars. Starting this project, Magnus and I quickly realized that the most important thing we did, apart from changing the place, was measuring. Not everything of value can be put down to numbers. But if you can measure it, you can change it. And actually, it's proven that just the act of measuring itself triggers the kitchen staff to reduce food waste by 5%. We're all here to discuss the great challenges of future food sustainability and health. Let's not forget that sometimes even great changes start with minor adjustments. And as this study shows, size does matter. Thank you.